Hello, every alien. What's going on? How's your lives been? What's the gossip? I'm just kidding, actually. I don't like gossip. I think it's pretty messed up, and I try to stay away from it. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video, but I got a baby three. I actually got two baby threes. I'm gonna show you the other one. Look how fudging cute they are. They're adorable. And I got them both for only $10. Only $10. I looked it up and I'm pretty sure you can buy like one for $40. Is that true? I looked it up and I saw some of them selling for that much. But like for one. And I got two for $10. That was so crazy. But anyway, oh yeah, I did reward myself opening them because that's just what I do because I like to document stuff, obviously. And I might put that in the beginning of the video. I don't know. Maybe I look pretty ugly. I look like a mess. So I don't know if I'm going to do it. But so cute. I feel like she matches me a bit. I love her little overalls. Well, they're not overalls. They're like a dress. But they kind of look like dress overalls. I've been a bit stressed out recently. And I know that's like not surprising. You're probably like, yeah, we know. Yeah. Because, like, you're always stressed out. You're always stressing about something even though you have a really good privileged life. You're probably really annoyed, probably done, probably don't want to hear about my crap anymore because there's things going on in the world. And, like, it doesn't even matter. But I just want to talk about it because, I don't know. The reason I like to talk about things I'm going through is, first of all, it's like a little online diary, and in some ways that's probably not the best thing to do, but I think it's fine, as long as you don't share too much, as long as you, like, don't cross a line. And I also like doing it because, like, maybe there's other people that relate, that see these videos and like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone, which I've gotten a pretty good amount of comments saying that helped them feel less alone. And do you understand how much that means to me? That's like one of my main goals, and so that just makes me so happy. So if you feel like that and you comment them things, like, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Even to the people who don't comment that kind of stuff, but just be commenting and supporting me and everything, like, literally, you truly don't understand how much that means to me. Thanks. Anyway, back to it. I've been feeling a bit stressed recently because I did have like a week or 2 week phase of me like not feeling super stressed out, and I'm just like, who the fuck gives a gap? Whoa! I said frug. Did I just say frug? That entire sentence was wrong, but I meant to say I was going through a phase where I'm like, who the frick gives a gaff? And I just felt more at peace. And then all of a sudden, I don't feel that way anymore. It all comes down, and I'm like, oh. So now I'm back to stressing over every little thing. People truly underestimate, especially in my life, they truly underestimate how good I am at finding little things to stress about. Yeah, I feel like they just like don't understand. And that's not their fault, really. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm different. I overthink all the time and no one gets it. Like, no one gets my pain, and I overthink all the time and I win because I overthink all the time and you don't. I overthink more than you, blah, 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 blah. That's not how I'm trying to be. It's really not. It's just like, it's embarrassing how good I am at overthinking every small little freaking thing. It's actually mostly just because, like, there's a bunch of small things that stress me out that all add together, making it feel bigger than they actually are. And I am not good at finding solutions because I just feel so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I will write like a list, and that usually does help, but sometimes I'm just so overwhelmed that I don't even think about writing a list and stuff like that, you know? Cuz just writing down the things that you're stressed about, even if you don't come up with a solution to it, kind of makes me feel like I have my life in order. I don't know. Is that normal? Is that like why am I acting like that's weird or something? Is that like just like yeah, like obviously Annabelle, obviously. But yeah. Um as you can tell, my room is reflecting my mind right now. You can see my wigs in the background. You can see my clothes on my bed. Um yeah. Those are clean. I'm gonna fold them. I'm gonna fold them. I promise. I'm gonna fold them like probably after this video. But and I don't even know when I'm gonna go into all the little things that have been making me stressed out because nobody probably wants to hear that. But one of the things that just like is a cherry on top, but is also a result of me stressing out, is my breathing problems. As I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before, um, I went to the ER like last year, November, because I was so stressed out. I was stressing myself out so much that it turned into this physical thing that was so painful to the point I thought I was dying. So, if anyone like underestimates how much I can stress myself out, even if those things are small, let me show you the proof. Let me show you the receipts because it's actually impressive. It's actually impressive. I am still a bit like wow. Like wow, I went to the ER just because of that. I went through the most pain I've ever been in my life just because I was stressing myself out. Because I was stressing myself out that much. Because my brain is that good at torturing myself. So yeah, ever since the ER, I've been having breathing problems. Because I remember leading up to me having to go to the ER, I couldn't breathe very good every day for like a month or two. I could not breathe good. I was manually breathing, could never get a deep breath. My chest always felt so tight. My heart was always racing. Even when I didn't think I was stressing out, my heart was always racing. I think sometimes I didn't really realize I was stressing out because I was so used to it. But my body was like, no, we're stressing out. We're stressing out. We're still doing this. We're still doing this. I'm still torturing you. We're stressing out. Okay? So, yeah. My heart was racing all the time. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get a deep breath. Sometimes I'd panic so much because I would try so hard to get a deep breath. And I just couldn't. And I'm pretty sure that's called air hunger. Yeah. And there was obviously times where I could get a deep breath. But it took a lot of work, and then it would only feel satisfying for like a few seconds, and then I'm back to, not being able to breathe. Yeah, yeah. So ever since that day, I've been having air hunger still. Ever since last year in November, and actually it did go away for a bit, but then it came back. So I've had it longer than I have not, ever since that day, and leading up to it. So yeah, that's another thing that just like is the result of my stress, but it's also like the cherry on top. You know what I'm trying to say? So yes, I'm still currently going through that air hunger every day of my life, and my heart beating like all of the time, constantly. I don't know how to stop it. I have tried so much. I have tried what the doctor told me whenever I was at the ER. Just focus on your breathing, focus on your breathing, focus on your breathing. Yeah, okay, I'll try. But how am I supposed to get things done if I'm always focused on my breathing? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, focusing on your breathing takes hard work, especially if, like, you feel like you're dying because you can't breathe. You know, like, you have to put, like, 98% of your attention on that. Probably even 100% of your attention on trying to breathe and, like, doing breathing exercises and everything. So, how am I supposed to get things freaking done when that happens, you know? Because I don't just, like, do a few breathing exercises and I'm done and I'm fine again. No, that doesn't work. Sorry, that doesn't work. I can try to do it every day. Honestly, I haven't even tried that. I haven't tried doing breathing exercise every single day. But, okay, I'll try that and then get back to you. But the times where I have tried it, it doesn't really help. And honestly, it just stresses me out even more. Because as I'm focusing on my breathing and doing breathing exercises, it just makes me more aware that I am having these problems and that, you know, this is happening. And I have to do this, and then it stresses me out even more. So seriously, I don't know. I guess there's no hope for me. Because everything people say to do, all of the tips, all the advice, nothing seems to help, and I don't know what else to do. I've tried doing things to help me de-stress. Sure, that calms me down a little bit, but the breathing, the air hunger, the heart racing constantly never goes away. Never. So what am I supposed to do about that? I don't know. It just makes it really, really hard, you know, because I already have a hard time, like, getting things done because of anxiety, because of always constantly annoyingly feeling overwhelmed for no freaking reason. And so adding constant air hunger on top of that, and your chest feeling tight and your heart racing and feeling shaky and dizzy, all that together, like, how am I supposed to do anything? You can say, like, just push through it. It feels impossible to just push through it. And when I tried to just push through it last time, I ended up in the ER with the worst pain in my life. So what am I supposed to do? This is probably where you're gonna say, okay, try anxiety medicine. You're right. But I'm pretty sure when at the time where I went to the ER, I'm pretty sure I was on anxiety medicine and antidepressants. And that didn't seem to help. And you're like, okay, try a different one. Right, okay. So far, I've tried 2 or 3 different types. Yeah, pretty sure 3, and it doesn't help. Yeah, and you're like, okay, probably like just try a different one. Like, there's lots, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it's just so annoying that I had to go through this just to feel okay. And I know you're like, whatever. Like, girl, there's harder things going on in the world, and yeah, you're right. But it just sucks not being able to function properly. It's just so embarrassing and so, I don't know. And the fact that you have to make an appointment, a doctor's appointment for to get on anxiety medicine, and then you have to wait like 3 months for it to kick in. So trying different anxiety medicines takes so much up of your time. And do I really have to wait that long just to feel okay? It's just annoying. It's just really annoying. But I'm still going to try, and I'm still going to make a doctor's appointment, and I'm still going to try to get on different anxiety medicine. and hopefully, something will happen, because I am so tired of living this way. I am so tired of not being able to function like a normal fucking person. I am just so tired of it. Really makes you feel like unmotivated and like just hopeless. And even more so when you try to talk to people about it and they're like, oh, I used to feel that way, but I just snapped myself out of it because it was embarrassing. Okay. Okay. So most likely, I'm not trying to assume and be like a brat, but most likely what you were experiencing was normal human fleeting anxiety and stress. Most likely it was just a normal human reaction or emotion to something. It probably wasn't an anxiety disorder. There's a difference between feeling anxiety every now and then like a normal human being, because it's a normal emotion or reaction to things, than an actual anxiety disorder. That is a different thing. Those are two different things, and yet some people don't understand that. Like, that's why people are like, everyone has anxiety. Everyone has anxiety. Just snap yourself out of it. Just push through it. And yeah, with anxiety disorders, you can try to push through it, obviously, but then it can lead to things like what I was talking about, having to go to the ER. When you leave it untreated and you just keep pushing through it and forcing yourself to keep on going and everything without treating it. It's one thing to not understand, but like it's another thing to just like keep like denying it even though it's a fact, and like acting like it isn't true or that it doesn't exist. Like, you can keep denying it and everything and keep saying that all you gotta do is push through it and stop being a baby, but that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it the right solution, because it's not. Because it's so much more complicated than that. And I'm not saying this. It seems like I'm saying this to like cut myself some slack or to baby myself or to make an excuse for everything. But I'm not. It's literally just a fact. Really. Literally, I've gone through it, and other people have gone through it, and I'm going through it right now. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to seem insufferable. I'm not saying that just because you have anxiety and everything that you have like a free pass to just do nothing all the time. But I am saying that for people with anxiety disorders, pretty sure they're gonna need some help, because if everything just is left untreated and all of that, then nobody's gonna be happy and everything, and then they're gonna like break down and not be able to do anything, and then you're gonna wonder what the frick is happening, and then even more at that time, those words of you saying just push through it are going to be even more useless than they already were, which is saying something. So yeah, just saying, there's a difference between the normal human fleeting emotions of anxiety, sadness, all of that kind of stuff, than the actual disorders like anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, general anxiety disorder, depression, severe depression, high functioning depression, low functioning depression, high functioning anxiety, low functioning anxiety, blah blah blah. Okay? There's a really big difference. And if you don't understand it, please just look it up instead of saying that it's not real or that it doesn't exist, because that is literally helping no one. And like, really, do we have to be like that? Do we have to be like that? Like, just oh my god. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough of all of that, because I'm sure you're like really annoyed that I'm like being a broken record and just repeating things and everything, but I just had to get that off my chest, okay? Because even my mom, not trying to slander her or anything, I love you, love her. Sometimes she watches my videos, but even she didn't really know that, because of like the time that like I told her, because it didn't really seem like she understood it all the way. She definitely started understanding it more when I had to go to the ER, but she didn't really seem to understand it. So I told her there's a difference between anxiety and anxiety disorder. And she didn't really know that, which I was kind of a bit surprised, but it's okay. And yeah, so that's just why I'm saying that. Yeah. It can also just make you feel like everything, like I kind of already said, like everything is such more of a big deal than it actually is, you know? And people don't really don't seem to understand that really. Like, just because you can handle it doesn't mean another person can too, you know? What if their cup is smaller than yours? You know, like there can be, imagine two jars. I'm gonna give you a little visual representation, okay? So everyone buckle up. This is like a little lesson. Even though I'm not a psychologist, yeah. Or a psychiatrist, whatever the difference is. Imagine this is your jar, okay? Actually, imagine this is someone else's jar. Like a friend or a family member's or whatever. Now imagine this is your jar, okay? Imagine that you can fit like a lot of things into this jar. You can fit a lot of things in this jar without a problem, and you feel fine because you can fit it. This jar, though, this person, they they can fit like a lot less in that jar. You know, it's not their fault. It's just how they're built. So you might be wondering, you might be looking at them and being like, and you see that they're doing less or they're holding less in their jar, and you're like, you're kind of like lazy and everything. Like, why are you being like this? But you're just so used to holding more because that's how you are. But you don't realize their jar is just smaller. Okay, they can't handle as much as you because they're just not built that way. And maybe you're a bit weirded out because you don't understand that you thought everyone had as big of a jar as you do, but that's not true. There might even be some people with a smaller jar than this. There might even be someone with a bigger jar than yours. Everyone has different jars, okay? And maybe your jar can like get bigger and get smaller, or maybe you're just like built like that. I don't know. I'm, like I said, not really a psychologist, but yeah, you know, that was kind of a stupid little thing, but like you get what I'm trying to say, right? Like you get the gist of it. All right, not everyone can handle as much as you. Okay, and some people can handle more than you, and that doesn't mean you have to feel guilty, you know? Like, you're all doing your best. Everyone's just doing their best. And you shouldn't shame people for doing more or less than you because we're all just built different, you know? Or maybe we're going through different things. Maybe we're at a time in our life where we can't handle that much. Or then we're at a time in our life where we can handle that much or more than we usually do. But yeah, it's all just, it's different. Right now I feel like I have a smaller jar than usual, and like even though just a couple of weeks ago or like just a week ago I had a bigger jar and I could do more things and I felt okay, you know? But yeah, I hope you kind of understand that. Another thing is that I'm like self-aware. I think I'm self-aware anyway, or at least I try to be. But I definitely am self-aware of how my anxiety impacts me, you know, because I know I'm not just lazy because I feel guilty for being like this, you know? It's not like I find joy in doing absolutely nothing. I mean, not that I do absolutely nothing. I don't want to put that message out there. Okay, but not I don't find joy in doing less than other people. It makes me feel really guilty, So I am self-aware that my anxiety impacts me this way, and it's really embarrassing and it's really humiliating and it makes me feel like pathetic and like a loser and everything. So I'm not just being this way on purpose. Like, if I, like, no. If I had a choice to be like this or not, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And again, not to make that as an excuse, it's just something, it's literally a disorder. It's literally a mental illness that I have and that I deal with every day that I don't really understand why I was chosen to like be this way. But yeah, every day I do try my best and I do the things that I can, but I always feel like it's not enough. And I wish I could say that it is enough. If you're doing what you can, then it is enough, because I would say that to like other people. But for me, I'm just like, what if I am not doing enough? Like, what if I'm just being lazy, or I say that this is my best, but it's actually not my best? What if I, like, basically, like, imposter syndrome or something like that? And you could also say that self awareness is the first step to getting better. And you're right. But it also doesn't mean that just because you're self aware, you should immediately be better and immediately know how to get better. You could be self aware and be like, okay, I know this is happening. I know I'm going through this. I know I'm like this. But I also don't know how to fix it. I'm not saying that it's just like completely relates to me, but maybe for other people. Because at least I do have an idea of what I can try to do to get better. And I am trying, I'm not just sitting here really like just doing nothing and letting myself just sit in this and not trying to get better, because a way of me trying to get better is trying to find anxiety medicine, because I really believe I can't function like a normal human being without that, at least not at this time in my life, because I've tried, and it never goes well. I always end up like crashing and burning, and it's just, for me personally, I don't think I can do it, because I've experienced not being on medicine and being on medicine, and even though the medicine I've been on has not really helped a lot, it has helped some, and I believe that there is a medicine out there that can help me, and I don't know. I hope you get what I'm trying to say, because I have so much in my mind that I'm trying to put into words, but it's kind of hard because I don't want to seem like some self-pitying person, but I also don't want to be too harsh, because like, I don't feel like people with anxiety and everything should be treated so harshly and should be humiliated and stuff, because like, it's not really our fault that we're born with this mental illness. Actually, are you born with it? I don't think you're born with it. No, it's not really your fault that you gained, or developed this mental illness. So, but people make it seem like that all the time, like making fun of people for something that you can't control that you developed. So, yeah, I don't want to seem self-pitying. I don't want to seem like I'm trying to baby myself or anyone, but I also don't want to be so harsh, I don't feel like people with mental illness deserves that, Again, I really hope you understand what I'm trying to say. It's rough out here. It's rough out here. And it's rough out here for anyone. Anyway, I don't really know what else there is to say. I feel like I've already done enough complaining, but yeah, felt good to talk about that, to get it off my chest a bit. So if you relate or you have experience with it, or like with like yourself or someone else, or just you have anything to say about the anxiety topic that isn't like closed-minded, or just yeah, just comment it down below and I'll read it. And yeah, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. I love you, every alien, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.